All right. Well, I still don't have a thermal scope back in my possession yet, but I do have a Thermion that I'm waiting on. Very excited to get my hands on one, but in the meantime, I was sent kind of some old school tech, but certainly viable and not obsolete by any means. Excuse the messy table here. Well, the DBAL I2. This is, it's an infrared laser with a built-in flood, IR flood. Um, this is stuff that has been around for a while. I think before thermal was kind of affordable in the civilian market, this was very popular for the hog hunters. Not necessarily so much as popular for coyote hunters. The second gen clip-ons and the third gen clip-ons, and those are kind of where the coyote hunters went to, as well as hog hunters. But I still have my little breech here. So kind of what I've been doing, I've killed 2 coyotes with this setup so far. One was in the woods at night, and the other one was last night in an open field. I think it's underrated. I think it's very effective. This is what I used overseas, except this was a PEC 15, not a DBAL I2. Laser accurate. I mean, they have laser bore kits specifically for these. You're just hip firing is all you're doing. I mean, you're hip firing and nailing coyotes at 150 yards. Last night, I was shooting off tripod. The one that I killed last night was at 230 yards. And that was kind of stretching. I mean, that was almost a Hail Mary. When they get out to that range with no magnification, you're just shooting that laser out there. The laser basically covered up his whole body at that range. So it was, it wasn't that hard to do, but you had to really center up that dot, and take a educated guess I got that dot. It's covering up his whole body, so I think I'm probably center mass on him. And I was, one shot with the Creedmoor, hit him in the upper chest cavity. Took him right on down, but walking in with that PVS 14, and sitting on stand with the PVS 14 in conjunction with the breech, highly effective. I mean, I tell you what, I don't think I'm gonna send this stuff back. Myron Morrow was generous enough to let me play with it while we get the Thermions and all that stuff situated. I think I'm gonna end up keeping this and just not tell the wife and continue sleeping on the couch, just like I currently do now. But man, I tell you what, I have a friend who he runs a breech and a PVS 14, and he's running a bridge mount. So it, sits like this. I tell you what, man. Obviously, dedicated thermal is obviously going to be the most optimal setup for hogs and coyotes. I mean, it is. I mean, it is just the way it is. I mean, night vision, third gen night vision, and infrared lasers. Those are still cream of the crop for gunslinging and fighting wars with. Having a thermal scanner of some sort for detection in conjunction with your third gen equipment. I mean, that's definitely a gunslinging tech right there, and I dare say probably gonna get in trouble on YouTube, but definitely boogaloo equipment, definitely. But you have some settings here. You got a little, your control knob here, off, aim low, dual low, aim high, etc. You know, you have control over just running the laser on low power with no flood. You can go dual, which is, you know, low power IR flood, low power laser, and so on and so forth. What I find is I kind of go back and forth between, you know, dual high and dual low high. Sometimes having, you know, when I was in the woods, you know, having the IR flood on max power was kind of too much, and I was kind of getting washed out by you know, branches and stuff in front of me, and, you know, bush and stuff like that. So I ended up having to tone it down, just like spotlights, right? You know, people who got experience with that. But no, I was actually I put that thing off, and I put it on the little you know, AR pistol here. I'm, you know, 223. You know, hey, look, I'm not knocking 223, but, you know, I ended up having to make several follow-up shots, and tracking something in the woods at night that ran off. You know, yeah, man, that ain't no easy task, and that kind of, I was frustrated. I ended up just pretty much trying not to throw that little 223 into a pond somewhere. But anyway, I put it on the Creedmoor, and I ain't ever looking back. But no, I just kind of wanted to give an overview of that. You know, that thing, highly underrated. Really cool stuff. Very fun. You know, if you ain't ever got to had the pleasure of just hip firing a big old AR-10 or AR-15 for that matter, and, you know, being laser accurate out to several hundred yards, it definitely you know, change your perspective on you know, different atmospheres of marksmanship and what kind of stuff is out there. But I do have a phone mount, and I'll try to get some better footage in of you know, the PVS 14 in conjunction with the ball laser. Try to get the laser in action and stuff, so you can see it. But I don't have a means to actually record, you know, hunts and stuff with this equipment unless I get a DVR and all that stuff, and, you know, dollar signs, that becomes a problem. But no, that's it. I'll keep this video, try to keep it short, but I just wanted to kind of talk about that. Pretty neat stuff, pretty cool. And that's it. I think the DBAL, the I2, I think it's about $600, $700, somewhere around there. You know, this is a ComSpec PVS 14, filmless white phosphor. That you know, I think that thing's like $3,400, somewhere around there. But about the price of thermal equipment, right? You know, you can certainly get, you know, thermal scope for, you know, $3,000 plus. You know, you're still gonna need a scanner of some sort, but no, anyway, that's it. All right, take care.